Good morning. Let's start with some squats. Hips back, arms up. Pull your hips forward, pump your arms. Inhale, hips back, pull it forward. Everything tight, nothing loose, nothing hanging. Hips back, arms up. Hips back, arms up, and then pull your hips. Contract everything when you're on the way up. Inhale on the way up, exhale on the way back. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back. Sit those hips back lower. Take a breath. Spread your feet hip width apart, or right leg back, sorry. And go ahead and push your hands out in front of you, and you're going to bring your knee up to your hands. Exhaling all the air out when you bring your knee up. So really use the force of your leg, contract your abdomen, press all the air out. Inhale on the way back, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Couple more. Keep going. Good. We'll do the other side. So bring that left back like you're going into warrior. Back foot at a 45-degree angle, front leg bent. Inhale, exhale. Exhale all the air out on the way up. Keep going. Press everything tight. Nothing loose, nothing hanging. We're getting the heart rate up. A little HIIT training with yoga. Keep going. Couple more. Good. Take a breath. And then we're going to inhale your arms up overhead sideways. Reach up, look up, lengthen. Exhale, dive forward, leading with your chest. Press back, step back into plank. Now contract your thighs, belly's in. And you're going to roll your weight over your toes a little bit for some plank inquiries. So you're just pulsing forward. Everything tight, nothing loose. Open through your chest, no collapsing in the chest. Look forward, lengthen through your crown. Keep those thighs contracted. Breathe. Drop your knees, spread your knees out to the side of the mat, and press back into our wide knee child's pose. Take a breath. And then get ready to tuck your toes, lift your hips, press back up into downward dog. And we're going to do three-legged dog. So bring that right leg up in the air, and then exhale it to your chest. Inhale up, exhale chest. Inhale up, exhale crunch. Keep going. Inhale up, exhale crunch. Inhale up, exhale crunch. Good. Now take a break. Bring that left leg up. Three-legged dog, left leg. Exhale crunch. Inhale up, exhale crunch. Inhale up, exhale crunch. Make sure you're really using your abdominals on the crunch. Round through your stomach. Rock a little bit forward. Press into your fingertips. Take a breath. Drop your knees. Go for wide knee child's pose. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, walk your feet up, and come into squat or malasana. Press your knees away. So no collapsing here, belly still engaged, lengthening through your core. And then on an inhale, you're going to reach up and lengthen. Inhale up, contract your thighs on the way up. Exhale, squat down. Inhale up, exhale down. Press through your heels. Inhale up. Exhale down. Take a break. Good. Now spread your legs a little bit wider than comfortable, toes pointing out, and come into a wide-legged squat. Cactus your arms for goddess pose, shoulders back, arms at a 90-degree angle. Now sit down lower. See if you can get your thighs parallel to the floor. Go ahead and bring your hands to the inside of your thighs and just press your shoulder forward, opening things up. Keep your hips back. Knees spread open, and then reach forward, pressing your hips back, keeping those knees out wide. Press into your heels, look forward, and breathe for a little squat variation. Take a deep breath, come back up, press it out a couple times. Good. Now raise your heels up, arms come back up into cactus, and let's pulse it here. So drop your heels, and then back up, down and up. Down and up. Keep going. Press. See if you can sit down a little lower into the squat, keeping your heels high, and breathe. Good. Straighten your legs, straighten your arms for star. Take a breath. Doing well. Sit back down into goddess. So knees pressed back, hips back, press into your heels. Now starfish your hands, place your hands back on your thighs, back and forth a couple of times. And then do that same variation again. So you're reaching everything forward while your hips are sitting back, knees are pressed back. Breathe, look forward. Bring your hands to the floor, straighten your legs. Now pigeon toe your toes. Inhale. Now use, with a lengthened spine, come down. Bring your upper body down. Maybe the top of the head to the mat or a block. But make sure that your spine is nice and long and neutral. So no rounding. Contract your thighs to release your hamstrings. So contract the quadriceps to let the hamstrings in the back of the legs go. Toes are pigeoned in. Breathe. Roll yourself up. Press your heels back out, toes back out, and sit down again for that squat variation. Reaching forward and breathing. Good. Hands into prayer. Roll yourself up, reach up, lengthen. Arms out to star. Take a breath. Doing well. Sit down into goddess. Couple more of these. Take a breath. Cactus your arms. See if you can sit your hips down a little bit lower so that your thighs come parallel to the floor. Release your hands to the inner thigh and press it out a couple of times. Now, heel toe your toes into the center. And go ahead and lock your knees, contracting your thighs. Roll your weight into your toes. You can bring your hands to the block or maybe the floor. Spine is nice and long and neutral. So again, contract the quadriceps on the front of the leg to release the hamstrings in the back of the leg. Roll your weight forward. So ideally, your knees are over your ankles and your hips are over your knees. Breathe and then roll yourself up. Roll yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae. Take a breath here. Relaxing in mountain pose. All right, so come down to the floor. Tuck your hands underneath your booty. Lift your legs up in the air. Feet are flexed, toes back towards your nose. And then we're going to start going down like it's a clock. So keep ticking your legs down. Keep your thighs contracted. Use your thighs to help. So your legs are part of your core. So just keep ticking down, kicking down, pressing through your heels. And then when you get about an inch or 2 inches off the ground, press through your heels and just hover there. Really engage your legs, breathe, and then start to come back up. Tick your clock back up. Every couple of seconds, just coming up. One more notch on the clock. Good. Take a breath. Now bring your arms up overhead and use your upper body momentum to bring you sitting up into Navasana or boat pose. So you can have your legs straight like me or you can bend them for variation. Arms are reaching on either side of your legs. Now no rounding in the spine. So make sure your core is active. You're really lengthening through your core. Belly in. Balancing on your sits bones. Reaching, using your arms for balance and breathing. And then go ahead and let it go. Roll yourself down. Bring your hands back under your bottom. And we're going to just swing our legs up and down. So never touching the ground, in and up. So exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Press through your heels. Breathe. Few more. Exhale down, inhale up. Keep going. Press through your heels. Feet always hovering. Make sure you're pressing into your hands. Good. This is last couple. Last one. Good. Now press through your heels and really hover there for a couple of seconds. Good. Now release your legs. And then you can windshield wiper your legs right and left, right and left. Sit yourself back up into Navasana using that little momentum. Good, but this is actually just a transition. You're going to reach around and grab the inside of your feet and you're going to go into cone pose. So press your heels out. Make sure you lengthen, no rounding in the spine. So really lengthen. And for the trick to this to be a cone, you need to open up through your chest too. So look up, open up, see the cone shape it makes. Lengthen through your crown, belly in, no rounding of the spine. Contract your quadriceps, contract your thigh muscles, press through your heels, and breathe. Make sure you breathe. Smile. This is fun. I'm having fun. Good. And go ahead and release that down. Windshield wiper your legs. Take a couple breaths. Next, we're going to do fish pose. So go ahead and lie down. You're going to cross your legs. You're going to have to come up onto your elbows and then bring the top of your head down on the floor. You can reach your hands in between your thighs and hold on there, arching your upper body. You can use your elbows on the floor for support if you need to, especially if you have neck problems. But the whole point is that you're really using your abdomen and you're pushing your chest forward, pressing open your chest, holding on with your thighs, and breathe. Keep your eyes open. Nice bridge formed with your back. Press your chest up. Take a couple breaths. Good. And go ahead and let that go. Hands on your belly and just take a couple breaths. Go ahead and reach up and grab the inside of your feet, and we'll take a happy baby. We'll just rock back and forth, releasing that previous posture. Try to get your knees into your armpits and just gently rock right and left, right and left, right and left. And then you can grab your toes, press your heels up, lock your knees, and just lengthen your legs just for an extra little stretch. Good. Release that. Bring your feet together, hands on your belly, take a breath. Good. Go ahead and press into a wide knee child's pose. Pressing your arms forward and breathing. Hips back, knees spread as the width of the mat, toes are together. Take a breath. Just let everything go. Breathe. Good. Go ahead and bring yourself forward onto your belly. Bringing your arms out to T. You're going to roll yourself up onto your right side, bringing your left leg up to support you. Your left arm can come around and rest on the small of your back. So palm is facing down. That right hand is still out to T. So gently stretching, opening up the shoulder. And just breathe here. Make sure your head is on the ground and roll yourself down into the middle. Bring that left arm out to T and roll yourself up onto your left side using your right leg now to support you. Bring the right arm around onto the small of your back, opening up your chest. Breathe. Palm is down. Good. Go ahead and release. Roll yourself onto your belly. You're going to bring your arms crossed underneath your chest and then roll yourself over your chest and bring your head down to the ground. You might have to adjust yourself. Try to get your hands out from underneath you as much as possible. So stretching through your shoulders in the opposite direction now. And you should really feel this like in your deltoids. You might be so tight that you can't get your head all the way down to the ground, but maybe it's just because you don't have your arms underneath you enough. They shouldn't be down by your belly. They should really be over your chest so you're getting the maximum stretch. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and switch arms and go to the other side so that your other arm is on top. And just breathe here. Let everything go. Go ahead and let that go, and we're going to make our way into legs up the wall. So get your bottom as close to the wall as possible and release your legs up into the air. Working on our final closing sequence here. Just breathe and relax. Now go ahead and bring your feet onto the wall and press your hips away so that your knees are above your hips. Bring your right leg on top of your knee, but past the ankle so your ankle isn't like broken or bent. And just gently press that right knee away from you so you'll feel a deep stretch in your hip. Breathe through it. Now go ahead and bring that leg down and switch to the other leg. Again, ankle past the knee so that your ankle isn't broken. Press that left knee towards the wall. Feel the stretch in your hip and just breathe. Now go ahead and release your foot back down. Bring your right leg crossed over your left and bring your knees down to the side for a little cross-legged twist. Arms out to T. Look over your right shoulder and breathe. Now go ahead and untwist. Now bring the right leg on top of the left leg on top of the right and go down to the right. Arms out to T, look over your left shoulder and breathe. Now make your way into your final Shavasana. Whatever's comfortable, maybe something under your knee, maybe something under your head, and just let everything go. In ancient times, a king had his men placed a boulder in the roadway. He then hid in the bushes and watched to see if anyone would move the boulder out of the way. Some of the king's wealthiest merchants passed by and simply walked around it. Many people blamed the king for not keeping the roads clear, but none of them did anything about getting the stone removed. One day, a peasant came along carrying vegetables. Upon approaching the boulder, the peasant laid down his burden and tried to push the stone out of the way. After much straining and pushing, he finally managed. After the peasant went back to pick up his vegetables, he noticed a purse lying in the road where the boulder had been. The purse contained many gold coins and a note from the king, explaining that the gold was the person who removed the boulder from the road. Every obstacle that we come across gives us an opportunity to improve our circumstance. And while the lazy complain, others are creating opportunity through their hearts, generosity, and willingness to get things done. Go ahead and reach your arms up and stretch, and then draw your knees into your chest. Rock right and left until you fall over onto one side. Whichever side you land in the fetal position, rest here for a second, and then use your top arm to press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Take a couple of breaths, long inhalations and long exhalations. Bring your hands to prayer, pressing your thumb against your sternum,